The Spanish announce table.
You have found pro wrestling's best podcast, your favorite podcast, The Spanish Announce Table. That's Tom. I'm Tim. We're going to talk about pro wrestling, man. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to take a trip in the Spanish Announce time machine, talk about some stuff that happened in the past. We're going to head over to our website and talk to a fan that's got some stuff to talk about over there. We're going to talk about Night of Champions because we are some champions over here on the Spanish Announce Table. So we're going to talk about Night of Champions. We are, of course, going to talk about AEW Double or Nothing and the AEW Dynamite Go Home show. We've got some Tweet the Tables in regard to those, that AEW world over there. We've got a lot of stuff to get into, Tom. Anything new inside Tom's world that we need to talk about before we talk about all of this wrestling?
No.
Okay. Thanks, Tom. All right. And back to me. It's not cake this time that is preventing you from speaking.
No, it's not cake. Damn it. I should have made another cake bar.
Yeah.
Or cake bar. I don't know why I said that, but a cake. No, nothing new. Who gives a shit? You know, fucking living my life.
Yeah.
Tumorville. What up, baby? You know, fucking writing matches of the day. Motherfuckers need to put some respect on my name for the versatility that I got and goddamn matches of the day. Fucking shit's badass. And then again, you got Tim with the smoothest voice in morning fucking everything, giving you the fucking goddamn news that you need to know. Tell you what, boy, worth the money. It's free.
It is free. The SpanishAnnounceTable.net is what Tom is referencing. You go there, you can subscribe. Listen, if you don't want an email newsletter, I get it. Subscription is free. You can say no thanks when you go to the website, and it'll just let you look at all the stuff on the website. Everything is on there right now because everything's free right now because that's what we're doing for you in hopes that you'll do a few things for us. Maybe you donate right there on the SpanishAnnounceTable.net. You've got some donate links for Cash App and PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. Mm-hmm. Donating is Jeffrey Todd says, cool hat, Tom. I get it. You know, maybe you don't want to donate, so maybe you want something for your money. You can get a Spanish Announce Table t-shirt there at SpanishAnnounceTable.net. Also, through a link that says buy our shirt, Pro Wrestling Tees, so you know it's high-quality stuff. And that's the ways you can help us out for all of this free content that we put out daily for you. We work hard for this. You know what I mean, Tom? Slaving away over this pro wrestling content. But Jeffrey Sill says, Tom E. Dangerously. I like that.
Well, the hat has a little bit of meaning when we get into our AEW Dynamite, AEW Double or Nothing coverage. But before we do that, we got to talk about Blood Diamonds, a.k.a. WWE Night of Champions. And then before that, we got to talk about a comment from our website, because that's the shit. We love to talk to you, and we love when you talk to us. And then before that, we got to take a trip back in the day, on this day in wrestling history, and see how much my smooth brain dum-dum head knows about professional wrestling.
DOP75, a lot of chat traffic coming out the gate tonight. I'm loving this, by the way. Join us on YouTube Live. It's when we record this Thursday, most often nights, at precisely on the dot, 7:15-ish. Central Time Zone, the one true time zone. Join us there. You can live chat with us and be a part of the show. That's one of the many ways you can be involved in pro wrestling's best podcast. But stay tuned to hear more ways. But you can join the chat. Like Theo says, prove you love ECW, Tom. Let Kevin Owens powerbomb you into a dumpster full of light bulbs.
Well, he has me blocked on Twitter, so can't happen.
That's true.
Gotta pick someone else.
Extensive list of wrestlers who have you blocked.
Hey, look, all of my comments, and I will always say this as a disclaimer, is about the television product. I don't know any of these people. I have no parasocial relationships with any of the actual individuals playing these characters that are using fake names 98% of the time. I understand the John Cena example. So I don't give a shit about them. I'm only talking about what I see on TV. But if these guys want to get all in their feelings and panties in a wad and go, I'm block, I don't like what he said, that I had a bad promo. Shut the fuck up. Then why do I want to talk to you? So I'm not going to stop. And guess what? I'm a fucking weirdo. I might say you're the fucking worst person in the world in August, and by October say, I just bought his new t-shirt. I think he's the best person in wrestling. You know why? Because things change, right? Seasons change, and so do I. And that's what we fucking talk about here in pro wrestling world is the Spanish announce table putting you through some entertainment, boy.
I like it. So we're going to talk about pro wrestling, and to know where we're going, we've got to know where we've been. And so we like to know where we've been with firsthand knowledge, right? We don't like to read it on dirt sheets and read it in the history books. We got to see it for ourselves. So each day we take a quick trip in the Spanish announce time machine and try to find out what happened in pro wrestling history. And this is going to be fun, Tom, for this upcoming week. See some of the things that happened in pro wrestling history. Are you ready? I'm excited for this. Are you liking the new segment? The social media seems to get a little decent amount of buzz from it. I like it. Yeah.
It's always fun to try to reminisce and put yourself back in a time period when life actually had hope. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking great.
God, how long ago was that? Fuck.
I don't know.
Jesus. What are we doing again? All right.
What are we doing?
Why are we even doing this? 10 fucking years of this. All right. Let's go back in time in the Spanish announce time machine and find out what happened. May 29th, 2014.
Oh, that's a bad time period for wrestling. Everything sucked then, I can think.
Early Spanish announce table, so we're having a blast. We're saying some wild shit probably, right?
Yep, this is around the time the Daniel Bryan thing's starting to take off, all the fun stuff with that. Okay.
So here is on this right here. May 29th, 2014, the first ever NXT TakeOver was held at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
In a pre-show match, Bayley defeated Sasha Banks. Pre-show. Adam Rose defeated Camacho after hitting him with the party foul to get the pin. Love that.
It was such a cool fucking moment in time.
Yeah. It felt like it had potential. It clearly did not. The Ascension defeated El Local and Kalisto to retain the NXT Tag Team Championship. Tyler Breeze defeated Sami Zayn to become the number one contender for the NXT Championship. Charlotte defeated Natalya in a tournament final to win the vacant NXT Women's Championship.
Do you want to say who was in the corners?
Oh, who was in the corners of that? Oh, it was Bret Hart and Ric Flair. Probably.
Ric Flair, yeah.
Yep, definitely. Oh, look at that. Alarm going off over there. Now, in the main event of this show, Adrian Neville defeated which wrestler to retain the NXT Championship at the first ever NXT TakeOver?
Tyson Kidd?
It was Tyson Kidd. Nice guess. Yes. Now, was this like just front cowlick Tyson Kidd, all shaved head?
It was
like a reverse rat tail, if that's what we're going to call it, whatever he had going on then.
Yeah, but that was also the time period when like him and Cesaro had that tag team and Natalya was their manager and they like had some potential, but then he got hurt by, I think, Samoa Joe doing the buckle bomb. But it was Tyson Kidd. I remember that.
Yeah. Jeffrey Steele says Tim has too much fun with this segment. Yeah, no, this is fun. Try to put Tom through the ringer on this. Jeffrey Todd says Bret Hart rules, and yeah. And Theo P says I miss Scott Steiner calling me fat. Yeah. We don't have. We do have this.
Listen up, fat people.
Like we do have that. We can use that, right?
Well, going back to Jeffrey Todd's comment, what Bret Hart rules? What?
Yeah. Everyone misses Scott Steiner calling them fat is what Jeffrey Todd says. But anyway, yeah, Tyson Kidd. Good guess, Tom. Tyson Kidd, 2014 NXT TakeOver. That felt like, man, NXT, I was like, this is going to be something, right? And it was for a while,
well,
it felt like. I mean, I guess it is something, but I don't know.
But then it really turned a new corner because Neville was the champion, and then they did that angle with him and Sami Zayn, where Sami Zayn was like trying to become a main eventer, and he was going to be a main eventer. And then he finally does at the next, I think it was the next NXT takeover. He does defeat Neville. Kevin Owens, it's his first night. He defeats CJ Parker. He comes out at the end of the night. He's like, Sammy, we're best friends. And then powerbomb on the edge of the ring, which then became a big thing later. But that's how they started the next phase of NXT.
Yeah, loved it. I was having a blast with NXT then. I was really getting into it then. I tried to watch it the other night. I don't even know what's going on over there. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, like today's NXT? Like, no. I like Carmelo Hayes. He seems interesting. He has some potential, but it is all guess and check work down there, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about today. We're talking about history, right? So we're going to talk about what happened May 30th, 2017. This is good. TV tapings for Impact Wrestling.
Come on, Tim.
2017. TV tapings for Impact Wrestling were held in Mumbai, India.
Of course.
For a show that would air on the United States television on June 15th. The main event saw Sanjay Dutt defeat Low Ki to win the Impact Wrestling X Division title. This was Sanjay Dutt's one and only successful attempt to win the X Division championship in how many attempts? He finally won it.
One.
On May 30, 2001. The answer is no. All right.
36.
It is 35. It is 35. All right.
That was good.
Prior to that match, there had been 37 individual X Division champions in the history of TNA or Impact Wrestling, with 82 separate title runs. Names like Chris Sabin, Low Ki, Jay Lethal, Petey Williams, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, all held the title during this time. However, despite having wrestled for TNA and Impact Wrestling for 14 years, Sanjay Dutt had yet to win the title, despite participating in 34 matches with the title on the line. The belt switched hands 5 times a year on average, but never ended up in Sanjay's hands until he won the title in 2017. Poor Sanjay. He's doing all right for himself, though, now, right?
I mean, backstage, but I don't like him on screen. Get that motherfucker out of here.
Yeah, good stuff there, man. Yeah, in that X Division title, man, that's another one where, like, everything was about it was unique and fresh, and it was great. And then they just started doing so many different things with it that just kind of changed what it ever meant.
Well, you know who did that.
Yeah. Well, I heard he's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys do the research. Right. Yeah, it's Captain America. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do the research.
All right.
All right, what do we got next?
All right. May 31st, 1999.
Okay.
WWF Monday Night Raw was held in Moline, Illinois. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Is Moline. Maybe? I don't know. Some of the matches on the card include The Undertaker defeated Mr. McMahon via disqualification. That's a thing. Triple H defeated Mankind via pinfall in a no DQ Falls Count Anywhere match. The Acolytes defeated Kane and X-Pac to win the WWF Tag Team Championships for the first time.
Man, that was the start of the comedy tag teams.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And The Godfather lost the WWF Intercontinental Championship via pinfall to which wrestler?
In 1999, X-Pac, Kane, they're doing their fun shit.
They lost to the Acolytes.
But that means that they're the DX tag team. So that would mean that Road Dogg and Billy Gunn won't be a tag team because they already got the tag team with Kane and X-Pac. So by process of elimination, I felt like they would push Billy Gunn during this time. So I'm going to say Billy Gunn.
Good guess. I didn't mention all the names on the card. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg both had matches on this card. One one victorious and the other not. It was neither of them. You'd care to guess?
Val Venus.
It was Tom's favorite, Jeff Jarrett.
God damn it, Tim.
We always have to find out what Jeff Jarrett is doing. Because Tom loves Jeff Jarrett. And it just so happens that Jeff Jarrett, May 31st, 1999, was winning the Intercontinental Championship for his fourth run, I believe it was.
You are so lucky we do this over Zoom. I'd hit you in the leg so hard. Oh, my God. Jeff Jarrett. Jesus Christ. We got to talk about him on Double or Nothing, for Christ's sake. 24 years later.
Yeah. Could win more titles. Just more titles for Jeff Jarrett. One of the most decorated wrestlers of all time.
Well, because it's his own fucking promotion is half of them.
All right. How long before he buys a stake into
Oh,
AEW?
Jesus Christ. Don't ruin my shit, Jeff.
All right. We'll find out what happened. June 1st, 1996. ECW. Fight the Power was held at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On this card, uniquely, ECW World Television Champion Shane Douglas was forced to defend his title 5 times. He defeated El Puerto Ricano, Don E. Allen, Devin Storm, and Mikey Whipwreck in consecutive matches before dropping the title in the 5th match. To which wrestler? ECW Fight the Power.
96?
Yeah, on this day, June 1, 1996. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is the tough one. Oh.
Okay.
Television championship.
Look, I'm gonna do how they want it to be done on TV shows. I'm gonna talk it out, right? Because they don't like when people just think, because that's not good TV. They want people to say what they're thinking. So 1996, you got to think Shane Douglas is the champion.
He's the television champion. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is television.
The television champion.
Not the heavyweight
television championship. Right.
Okay. Right. So that eliminates.
Yep.
That eliminates Sandman. Sandman wouldn't do that because he was above that. Terry Funk wouldn't do that because again he was heavyweight champion kind of in that time period. You wouldn't have New Jack because New Jack never won anything as far as titles.
Probably killing people this time. Yep.
96. Was that not Tommy Dreamer? That's too early because Tommy Dreamer's still doing his bullshit with like, hey, I'm the best guy in the world. Everyone loves me.
Tommy Dreamer was on the card earlier. Definitely not Tommy Dreamer in this match.
Okay.
Although I say that a lot of people pulled double and triple duty on this card.
Of course.
Yeah,
it
was a lot of.
But he was a different character. He wasn't
correct,
the
right.
Yep.
He's not fifth man in a gauntlet essentially of TV title matches. Yeah.
Okay. I'm literally just guessing. The only feud that I remember for Shane Douglas before he got elevated back to that main event was he broke the neck of the Pit Bulls.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one? Right, yeah. It's Pitbull number 2. I'll spare you the thing. I think you got it good enough. Earlier in the evening, Pitbull number 2 won a 6-man tag match with Pitbull number 1 and Tommy Dreamer defeating the Harris brothers and Brian Lee. Also earlier that night, Pitbull number 2 lost in a title match to World Heavyweight Champion Raven. So Pitbull 2 was just throwing it down all night.
Well, that's what made ECW so great. Not to go on a big tangent here, but it was just literally, hey, he won. Hey, he lost. Now he's in the main event. Hey, it's a blood feud. Hey, we're not stopping. Don't go to the fucking concession. We are fucking going into another match. Sandman just hit Tommy Dreamer with the kendo stick. Well, guess what? He just turned around and got a fucking DDT by Raven. Raven's the champion. He says open challenge. Well, the Dudleys came out. They give him a 3D, and after that, here comes New Jack, and he hits everyone with a fucking guitar. And then by the end of the night, you got fucking Francine just doing a little strip show.
We've said this, and we talk about this like when we talk to folks who maybe have smaller organizations. If you've got a crew of, 17, 25 good workers, then just make it one big traveling thing where everybody's in on everything, right? You make it a giant soap opera and just have people pulling, you know what I mean? Like some people backstabbing over here and working with these other people and just find them ways to get on the card more often, right? And you don't have to fill your shit with a bunch of random other stuff, right?
Well, and another good thing that I think ECW did is they had people in multiple feuds, but it didn't necessarily have to be their main focus. It wasn't, I'm feuding with Bret Hart and I'm feuding with Shawn Michaels. They're both deserve my attention.
You know what? Also, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's, I'm going to get Bret Hart's title. Oh, by the way, Shawn Michaels, he also fucking sucks. But Bret Hart, I'm coming after you. And then Shawn Michaels would be like, well, I'm going to super kick you. Fine, motherfucker, we're going to wrestle. But after I win this match, I'm going after Bret Hart's title. Like that, and again, I was using WWE references or F. But like, that's what I mean. It's like, that's what made ECW so great. Jeffrey Todd, I will give him credit on this. He says, Bret Hart has definitely been in the chat. He says, Bret Hart is definitely better than Jeff Jarrett. Low bar, I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But here's the thing. I don't like him. So, I hate that guy. He's the
BOP says Jeff Jarrett, NWO 2000, the chosen one.
I mean,
WCW 2000. The more we talk about WCW 2000, the more happy Tom gets.
Well, if you had a picture representation of Jeff Jarrett, NWO 2000, the chosen one, it would just be a pile of money burning. Like that was it. It was just, hey guys, let's fucking put more money in the fire pit. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Fucking bleh.
Yeah.
And you know who quit on him? You know who quit on him in 2000? Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
He got hurt, but still fucking.
Maybe it was.
I just don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Just don't like him. You know, there's some people in life when you go like, you got a fucking punchable face. And he's just one of them.
Yeah, I'm that to many people.
Yeah. Oh, God. Jesus. You know how many people hate me?
Yeah.
I love me, though. Love me some me. So.
I can love everything about my life.
Yeah. My life is great.
I'm doing great over here. All right. June 2nd, 1987.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you even alive?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. WWF taped Superstars of Wrestling in Buffalo, New York for a show that would air on June 13th. Yeah, Buffalo. The Honky Tonk Man would begin the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in company history of 454 days, defeating which wrestler?
Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
No, did he hold it?
I don't remember. I thought it was Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
No, it was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh, motherfucker. I knew that. Yep. It was gonna be, that's the thing, is Hulk Hogan tells a story, whether it's true or not, is that it was gonna be Brutus the Barber Beefcake, but he didn't show or couldn't make it. And so then they said, well, just put it on that guy, Honky Tonk Man.
Well, I think, Hogan says, and I think Honky Tonk Man has even said that Hogan was like, no, man, do it this guy. And Vince was like, no, we're going to do somebody else. And Hogan's like, no, you got to do this guy. And he was like, all right, well, we'll do it. I think the story was they'll do it transitionally until Jake Roberts is ready to go again. And we know the story there. Jake Roberts wasn't ever necessarily ready to go again. And the rest is history. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what happened in pro wrestling. Good stuff, man. I feel like we got caught up. We got to see Jeff Jarrett. You love that.
Don't.
We got to talk about Bret Hart. We got to talk about WCW 2000, man. We got all kinds of good stuff. What else are we going to talk about? Pitbull, too. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I tell you what, the Pitbulls were fucking cool. And you said Brian Lee. 911 was so fucking over with just a choke slam. Yeah. It would just be Paulie, right? Not Paul Heyman. He was still kind of Paulie Dangerously, going out there saying all this weird shit to whoever, Tommy Dreamer. And then Tommy Dreamer would put him in a corner, lights out, lights on. Boom, and he'd grab him and fucking throw him through like 10 tables off the second ledge of the ECW arena. Man, it was fucking cool. What a moment in time. And then he had his biggest payday as the other Undertaker, and then, kind of went away after that.
Yeah, he was the Undertaker too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Undertaker liked him. That's why. Undertaker was like, no, that guy could do it.
I got you. All right, well, that was On This Day. We like that. We are going to also head out. Another way you can get a hold of us is SpanishAnnounceTable.net. We've got all these articles. Tom does a match of the day, which gets some good numbers, man. To people like this match of the day suggestion you got going on. We got the pro wrestling's best news. We've got On This Day, right, where you can kind of relive what we've done here if you didn't catch it live, or maybe you didn't, you don't always catch the podcast. Go there. And you can comment on some of these things, right? And if it sparks a conversation, we'll bring it up right here like we've got from Adam Ryan. Now, your match of the day was Christian RVD ladder match. You remember this, right?
Raw.
Yeah, and he says, I haven't seen this match in forever and barely remember it, so probably we'll have to go back and watch it again. Didn't RVD do a bunch of ladder matches on the Raw in like 2002 to 2004? I'm thinking there was one to unify the IC and European titles, or maybe it was IC and hardcore titles around that time too. And you can read my comments if you go to the website. I did a little look back to find out. And he did do a chunk from about 2002 to 2003 of about 5 ladder matches on WWE television, which isn't abnormal for his overall average rate of his career from what I could find. But I think they did highlight in several marquee matches. There was like titles on the line, and they put these on Raw in prominent spots. And there was indeed one for the unifying of the Intercontinental and European titles, which is a weird thing to do. It's like the international title, right? But it's not the world; it's the international. Fun stuff. So yeah, quite a bit of stuff. But man, you were watching heavily at this time then, right? The 2002, 2003, so was I. Man, I remember these ladder matches pretty vividly and thinking this RVD guy's good stuff.
To be honest with you, I know everyone says the Attitude Era was the best. And if you talk about competition and everyone's doing everything at a level 12 out of 10.
As far as like a rock show going on every Monday night, that was the height.
Well, and it was like everything was fighting for your attention and everything was good, right? It was Sting falling from the rafters, going after the NWO. It was Sabu and Taz over here in ECW. And then
for me, you had some of the most charismatic, like, entertainers as far as like not even wrestling, just give them a microphone and do it. You had some of the most charismatic to ever grace the squared circle, all combined in that era too. Every other guy was an all-time great. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think what also helped them is because of the competition. And what I mean by that is because everyone was fighting for your attention. If, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin just does 3 stunners in a night to Jeff Jarrett and Billy Gunn and Mankind, okay, cool. You could jump over to ECW and there's a fucking Sabu crazy ass match with Tommy Dreamer. And then if you're like, man, that's a little too crazy. Well, then go over there and you can get your classic Macho Man versus Sting, where's Sting's allegiance. So it's like everything.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Well, and
I think they were to stay with something.
Yeah. They were more willing to take chances than too because of that. They were like, there wasn't this, well, we've got a role for you. Well,
right, exactly.
We need to,
it's everything.
Whatever they did, it's taken off. We got to do that too.
Exactly. Now that all is to be, what I'm saying here is that is in retrospect, very good. However, also looking back, I think the Ruthless Aggression era was fucking rad because you did up the in-ring entertainment with Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar giving you mat-based wrestling that could fucking kick ass. You had William Regal in a more elevated mid-card level giving you similar matches. Also, Rob Van Dam, MVPs. Jeff Hardy was this time.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is before MVP. This is a little bit before that.
Oh, okay.
This is the Rob Van Dam. Edge is now a single star.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Right.
And you had women's wrestling coming up a little bit with like, hey, this was a like Trish and Lita kind of thing, right? But then you also still had like Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler, which was easy on the eyes.
Yeah, you seem to appreciate that. Yeah.
Who didn't? Jesus of Mary. Everyone appreciated that.
I mean, not everyone. Some, a lot of people did. A lot of wrestling fans.
They're objectively attractive people,
yes,
regardless of your sexuality. Just like, look at that. That's a statue of beauty. All of them.
They are.
And they were doing their fun stuff. And so it was like, that's the best era.
It was fun.
Remember, oh my God, Tim, now that I'm talking this all out loud, remember Hot Lesbian Action was during that time period?
Hot Lesbian Action, yeah.
What a dumb, stupid thing. Like, that's what people always talk about. The Attitude Era had the dumbest things. Brother, go back and watch some of the shit they tried to pull on that.
Yeah.
A pillow fight at WrestleMania 19 between the Bud Light girls and Stacy and Tori.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, that's when they thought you still got to push the envelope.
Yep.
But just less
we're
blood.
Gonna give you a better
less blood.
Yeah, but we're going to give you better wrestlers.
Better action. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this. We've got the WWE's Night of Champions. It's the Blood Money pay-per-view again, right? We're over here in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be packed, right? There's going to be, I don't know, 100,000 people this thing or whatever it is, right? It's going to be huge.
Sports washing.
It's going to be, yeah. It's going to be the fireworks, all the thing, right? They're going to make this look like a WrestleMania. That's what they do over here. So we're going to talk about it. We both admittedly don't necessarily watch the program well, but as Tom brought up to me, we're taking a claim that you don't have to. We can probably predict these reasonably well and not have to have ever even seen any wrestling at all since the last time we made one of these picks, I guess. All right, so let's talk about Tom. I got it up right now on WWE.com. It is Thursday night, May 25th. Hey. So things could change on the SmackDown. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Mustafa Ali, Tom. This is Gunther all the way still, right?
But he's going to smack a hole in his chest.
Unless.
Nope. There's no unless. Nope.
If we're going to move Gunther to the top tier, we have Mustafa Ali do something weird and crazy, and Gunther somehow maybe gets sidetracked onto something else by somebody else the next night on Raw, right?
Not now. Yes, I think eventually that will happen, but not with fucking
unless Mustafa
DDP
Ali's got some
light.
kind of crazy story that he's convinced Triple H he can run with.
Look, he's trying the dollar store version of DDP's, hey, everything's great, and that fucking sucks. And so, no.
Didn't the New Day try to do that briefly as well, and that didn't?
Yeah, no. Fuck that. Ain't, no.
SmackDown.
Walters.
Yeah, just chopping him bloody. SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line, but it isn't. It's Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. Rhea Ripley will win this match.
No, of course.
Natalya is never again holding a singles women's title in WWE.
Yeah, easy. That the over under or
if they made a secondary intercontinental level, Natalya gets one run with it.
Nope.
The workhorse title to try to set the stage.
Nope.
If they make an all-Euro intercontinental hardcore title with a big ugly logo right in the middle of it.
Nope, she ain't getting shit.
Butterfly with a couple W's in the middle.
She's getting a check and a handshake, and that's it.
Yeah, and her husband gets to work backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Dyson Kidd, we talked about him on the
there you go, twice.
Raw Women's Championship is on the line. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. This is one, I mean, like, I could see it, but I don't think so. I think we're still rolling strong with Bianca Belair. Still the title.
And who watches WWE? Just, have we not? So the SmackDown champion is on Raw, and the Raw champion is on SmackDown. We haven't switched those belts like we did with Becky and Charlotte.
We haven't just changed the names
running
of
with
them.
it. Yeah, we're just running with it.
We don't have a women's Universal Champion and a women's WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Like,
unless that's what they're doing. Unless someone says, "Hey, what the hell's going on here?" and then one of them says, "I can beat the other one," and then they unify it. That's the only way it happens.
I don't think you got to unify it. I think you just like how they had the Universal Champion and a world champion for a long time. Then they unified it. Now they're going to have a universal and a world champion again.
Oh, I get you. With like eliminating the names of it.
Yeah, just eliminate the Raw and SmackDown portion of it. It's the universal. Yeah. It's the women's universal champion.
Yeah, I like that.
Or you can come up with two different names that you don't have to start calling it women's and men's. Just come up with some other. You know, the Galaxy title. Like they fucking are trying to rip off on AEW there. Yeah. All right. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. It's interesting to me that Trish Stratus is like doing the edge run, right? It came out of left field for me of Trish Stratus does the veteran, several month run. I thought she was above that now. I thought she was like, an upper B+ list celebrity up there in Canada,
Yeah, I mean, unless she just, I like the promos that she's doing, right? Where she's saying, I'm the most important person in wrestling. Like she says, I'm the most, not women, I'm the most important wrestler.
She has a
in WWE.
believable surly attitude where I'm like, you actually look like you're actually pissed off about everything that you walk by.
It's Becky.
Yeah, is it Becky?
Yeah, it's Becky.
Its glasses were weird on Raw. I saw a picture of that. You see that? Where they were fingers that were like.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to. I'll get in trouble, and I'm trying to work at it because I know we want to be more popular and reach a bigger fan base. Right. But there are many comments I can
work on breathing exercises with your therapist.
Well, I'm working on just like not saying everything that comes to my mind because there are many comments I could make about the appearance of both Becky and Trish.
We're building a filter. We're building a filter for Tom.
Yep.
This is progress. This is good stuff.
But I fucking tell you what, no.
Tom, the pillow, right? Remember you yell into the pillow. All right. So here we go. For this World Heavyweight Championship, that's going to be on Raw, right? It's going to be on Raw. We're going to have Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles, right? Or did they stop saying that? And now we don't know, quote unquote, where this title's going. Did they stop saying that?
No, I don't think they have.
But remember they said it, and then all of a sudden they were like, and then here's all the SmackDown competitors. And it was like, well, wait a minute. You're not. What happens if SmackDown guy wins it? Which is what we got could happen here, right? Like they didn't even mix in SmackDown competitors with Raw competitors. They had brackets, right? It was a SmackDown side.
Yeah.
And they'll meet like it's the goddamn playoffs here. Seth freaking Rollins wins this.
Okay, time out real quick.
Don't call him freaking.
The dumbest. Nope, we're not doing that. We're not calling Gunther. It's Walter. And we're calling him Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
It's Seth Rollins.
All right. Seth Rollins is winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes. They're going to sing the song tomorrow or the next day on Raw or whatever, the next time they show up on TV. And he's going to do the fucking finger composing and everybody's going to have a blasty blast because that's what that show is. It is everybody sing a song, wrestle for 2 minutes.
Sing more songs.
Wrestle. You know what they've gotten away from is everybody has to dance. I haven't seen that in a while. I'll give them that. They just moved it to everybody's got to have a song that the crowd can sing along to.
What do you mean by everyone's got to dance?
Remember, like, they used to have, like, several acts that would have to dance, right? It was part of their opening routine. They were dancing, like the fucking Tyrus guy, whatever he was.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, you know what I mean? They worked dancing, or they would have a dance off, right? Like, I haven't seen that in a while. I'll give them that. Kudos for that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, but they're just so silly to think that because the crowd likes to chant something that means that they're over.
Yeah, they are, apparently. That's what it is.
They're not.
Yeah. The undisputed tag team champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, versus the undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Man, we are milking this bloodline. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens thing for all it's worth, even well after we jumped the shark and missed,
And this is why, to harp on another point, where I was told 15 fucking million times on every social media platform that the greatest storyline in the last century is the bloodline. No, it's fucking not, because you got to include everything. And this is part of the fucking story. And it's lame.
Yeah.
It's lame.
Yeah.
So next time you guys want to tell me WWE can write fucking stories for a moment, and then you got to include the rest of the story.
So here's what I'll say is, the cliff notes of this story is one of the better storylines they've done in a long time. But the execution and the length with which they've told those cliff notes, they have jam-packed an amazing 6 months of storyline into 2.5 years here, or 3 years, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's just really been bad.
That's where it's like, when you tell me it's the great, no, it's not. I can give you Raven and Tommy Dreamer. I can give you Taz and Sabu. I can give you MJF and CM Punk. I can give you so many more as far as start to finish. That's better than this.
Yeah, this ain't even finished yet. How can you tell me this is the greatest storyline? We don't know how this is going to go.
I don't know.
Fucking Doink could join this goddamn crew before it's done.
Yeah, Doink and Dink.
Yeah, fucking hey, man.
All right, who you got?
All right, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are winning this somehow, right? This is where we're going to get more Usos fighting with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, some more dissension amongst them, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens get a laughing point and smell our dicks, and now Roman Reigns has a Usos problem.
Or do they win it? And then the Usos say, we're the greatest tag team. You got to defend it against us. And then it's the Solo and Roman versus the Usos at the next big pay-per-view. I don't know why I got that weird voice.
Could be that, but that sounds like it kind of sucks too.
Well, look, yeah, of course, it all sucks. I think the Usos will think that they're helping Roman, wink, wink, and actually cost him the match, and Sami and Kevin win. Because I think there's more story with Sami and Kevin on Raw where they have championships, and you've got Imperium trying to chase them down. You've got, obviously it was the Usos. It was in some other tag teams trying to chase them down as well.
You know what's even better about that is, so they'll think they're helping Roman and Solo, and they accidentally help Kevin and Sami, but Sami thinks they meant to help him and Kevin Owens, and they didn't, and Kevin Owens realizes they didn't, but Sami is
There's
all
hope.
like tears of joy, like happy, and Kevin Owens like, you're an idiot. Right? That would just be the perfect there. All right. Final one I got here on their website is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. And I think Brock Lesnar wins this. I think we're putting Cody Rhodes through more of the woe is me, the story isn't over, like we're trying to build up more sympathy. We're doing him through the old, like how far more down can I possibly get? And I bet this was his idea. To try to endear himself to the WWE audience.
So I'm going to be transparent with the listening and viewing audience, and also you, Tim, as far as how I consume WWE media. I don't watch it. I don't fucking want to. You know why? Spring Baking Championship's better. Summer Baking Championship just debuted. It's better.
Hockey playoffs.
Then when we're going to get into hockey playoffs, then we're getting into NBA playoffs. There's so much more that is compelling than WWE. However,
TikTok's
curiosity gets the cat.
Sometimes.
Well, but curiosity gets the cat, right? It's something I'm addicted to.
Well, sure.
I know it. It's the
Our
cigarettes.
whole online community is watching it and talking about it.
Yeah.
We're going to hear it. We know.
Well, and it's also the cigarettes of my social media, interactions.
You don't really
right?
like it, but yeah.
But I'm going to fucking smoke a cigarette
It's like,
today.
hey, can I
okay?
blow a smoke? Now we can talk.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So I tend to watch reviews on wrestling YouTube channels. And then if something just piques my interest, I'll find it on YouTube or some social media thing, right? So all that to say, I watched the end of this fucking segment with Triple H and Cody Rhodes. And this is where, you almost got another fucking yell rant like last week. I'm going to try not to do that. This is where
Somebody say something about Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hand to God, Jeff Jarrett right now is more entertaining than fucking Cody Rhodes. Can tell you that 1,000,000%.
He used the same hair dye.
Yeah, they fucking do. But this fucking thing of, I gotta go out there and fight, Dad, what would you do? And Triple H going, well, son, you know what I would do, boy. You know what? And I think you're gonna go out there and give him a good old, how's your father, huh? Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm proud of you, huh?
I love this,
Look how far you come.
I love this down-home Americana voice that you've taken. Last week when you were talking about Wardlow, you were like, you said, as in Wardlow's voice, you're like, you know what I'm going to do? So, like, I don't know where you've adopted this, like, backwoods.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Cody.
Yeah.
With Cody.
When it's dad and father.
Thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Son of a plumber.
But this whole fucking thing and the I'm gonna pat you on the knee, boy, and I tell you what, you go over there to that Saudi Arabians and you give them the
Make your pappy proud.
Yeah, you give them the old DDT, okay? That'll get that beast tamed.
All
okay?
you need is thunder
two
and
fists.
lightning.
I tell you what, Brock Lesnar ain't tough guy. Look at his wife.
All you need is Washington and Jefferson, son. Go bring him the power of America.
Yeah, and then he tries to like talk him up. Look at him. Look at Brock Lesnar. He ain't a confident man. Look at his wife. Looks like an interstate. No curves.
Yeah.
And that's what over there he got over there. You think he got any fight in him? He don't. He don't. And fucking it's lame. It's Cody Rhodes. And I get it. I get it. We all like to do the he's the corniest fucking dude in pro wrestling. The corniest.
Oh,
if you like Cody Rhodes, I don't like you.
He's so. This is what we've said before. I think even when he was coming back over to WWE, I said it then. The guy, and not even in. We've all had friends where it's somebody in the friend group where they thought they were the coolest thing and everybody liked him, but they were an obnoxious prick and nobody liked him. This is a little different. He thinks he's the coolest. Everybody likes him, but everybody's just kind of like, I mean, bro,
I've identified
without you.
I've worked through my feelings. I've identified it. What he is. It's unearned arrogance. He walks around with the arrogance of a 16-time champion like he's Ric Flair. And, brother, you know how many times I've been down these roads? I can tell you the best hotels stay at 1 o'clock in the morning in the backwoods of Atlanta, Georgia. Like, fuck you. No, you can't, first off. And second off, you haven't done anything. Cool.
Yeah. He speaks of like a faux wise man, if I will, right?
Exactly.
Like, yes, right?
Yes. It's unearned arrogance.
Right.
He's walking around like he's done stuff. Now, hold on. I want to clarify my comments because I know people are like, oh, you fucking. I understand the bet that he did with Dave Meltzer with the 10,000 fans and All In. I am not speaking about anything behind the scenes. As always, I need to clarify this comment. Everything I say as regards to these wrestlers is what I see on TV. I don't give a shit about anything that happens off of camera. So please don't write me and tweet me, well, don't you know he started AEW? Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the character that walks around like he's been 6-time WWE champion. That's the shit that's corny as fuck. And that's what, at least for me, I don't fucking like. He's so horny, man.
Yeah. Well, just stiff. Do you get that too? Like he's just like, he just feels uncomfortable in his own skin. I almost feel I'm like, man, Cody, are you all right? Like you're a therapist? Like you've.
Oh, I think he loves his skin. I think there's a lot of mirrors in his bedroom.
Yeah, but I think it's. But again, I think it's faux arrogance again, right? I think it's the. I'm a narcissist. Because that's what I need to portray because people, you know what I mean? Like, think that about me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. It's well, you know what? Flair in 87 had a mirror above his fucking bed, so that's what's getting installed this week, Brandy.
Of the
you know what I mean?
Talents we have here at the Spanish Announce Table, armchair psychology has to be up there with one of the best things that we're good at, right? Like, there's not many things we do well. In many aspects of life, but here
I got about 5 things I'm good at, and this is one of them. You know how many times I've been in therapy?
A lot of them start with F. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Finger foods. Yeah, but no, it's just he's not it. He's not it, brother. I'm telling you. Maybe he will be with a different type of character. But, man, miss me with all things Cody fucking Rhodes.
But I think for this match, we keep telling the story ain't over. Cody's got to come back. And I think, so he's going to overcome Brock Lesnar. And I think we're going to get Brock Lesnar squashes John Cena #2 here. That's my guess because that's what I want to happen. I hope we get Suplex City 50 times and Cody Rhodes is still left there going why am I a failure at life? Maybe we will get some sort of new Cody Rhodes. Maybe he recognizes this, and this is how he's going to get us there. That's my silver lining, hope for the best out of all of this, is he's transitioning away from everything we've just said.
Right.
But I don't know.
I will say, so I'm going Cody Rhodes, and this is the reason why I'm going Cody Rhodes, is because I think that before they tore the pec muscle off of his body, with him doing extra weightlifting on the day of a match. Yeah, but he did it on the day of a match.
Yeah, were you going for a PR on the day of a match?
It's, again, unearned arrogance. You thinking you're playing a part there, pal. But again, that's backstage. I'm not trying to say that, although that was shown to us on camera, so I can't talk about it. However, I think they had something planned that, hey, if he's good to go, like in 2 weeks, we got a good storyline for him and Seth Rollins. And so, as we mentioned, Seth Rollins, I think, is going to win the world championship. That motherfucker needs a first title challenger, and what better way to go back to the well of Cody versus Seth? So that's what I think.
Gross.
Gross indeed, because it is. Hey, let's talk about something that's not gross. AEW. It goes down on Sunday night with their pay-per-view, Double or Nothing.
Yes,
and I got some hot takes. I got some hot takes on this one.
All right.
So, how we're going to do this, because
as opposed we don't other ones that you don't have hot takes on?
Some of them are tepid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Right, you know, some, sure. Hey, I hope both guys win. I don't know. And some of them are bullshit. I don't believe him. Right? I don't know what I'm saying. Hey,
are you telling me that you just make it up as you go along sometimes on this show over 10 years?
Brother, it's not this show. That's life.
By the way, coming up in July, we will be doing our 10-year anniversary. I'm talking to you, Theo. I'm talking to you, all the folks who have ever been long-term listeners here. Hit us up. We're going to have, man, have we decided yet? Is it emails? We're going to have everybody sending some emails again? What are we going to do here, Tom?
Yeah, emails. Hey, and even we did it one time.
Ideas, you know.
Well, and we did it one time where you sent in a voice.
Yeah, if you want to do that, give me enough time to like cue that up. Yeah, why not?
Or video. Yeah, we'd splice it in.
Yeah.
Watch it ahead of time.
10-year anniversary coming up in mid to late July here of the Spanish Announce Table. And we got to get the band back together, right? We got to make this like NWO Reunion 75 right here.
Hell yeah. So how we're going to do this with Double or Nothing is we don't want to go Dynamite, do all of that, and then Double or Nothing, because we kind of talked about it with our Dynamite coverage. So, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the matches, and when we get to the matches, we're going to then talk about what happened on Dynamite last night. So, as always, disclaimer, we're recording this on a Thursday night. Rampage hasn't happened. We don't read spoilers. If any matches were announced on Rampage, we don't know. So there you go. All right. Let's get into, man, there's so many matches here that I don't know if I want to just read it in order. Yeah. But I'm going to.
Yeah. It's the best way to keep track of it.
Yeah. The first match that they have here, actually, I'm going to switch it the order because I can't. Well, I can tell something different.
Okay. All right.
The first match that I'm going to tell you about is the Blackjack Battle Royal for the International Championship. 21 men, including the champion Orange Cassidy. It is an over-the-top battle royal. The participants, I believe, were announced. I actually think I just saw it not too long ago. Let me buy some time here.
I think Swerve and Keith Lee are in it. I noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that.
Ricky Starks.
Because they were not going to do their thing, right? The Keith Lee Swerve thing.
And Ricky Starks, Jay White, and Rock Hard are in it. There it is. Okay, so here are the participants. We got Butcher and the Blade, Dustin Rhodes, which...
Still doing it, huh?
One last ride doesn't last 5 years. I'm just going to say that. Anyhow, Keith Lee, Bandito, Tim...
Yeah.
That's Spanish for bandit.
Oh.
Nah, look at that. I give you some.
Figured that out.
I give you some Rosetta Stone on this bitch.
We are the Spanish Announce Table.
We know a couple things. Commander, Rock Hard, Juice Robinson, Jay White, Lee Moriarty, Big Bill.
You should do that. I would get behind Big Bill.
I'm Big Bill.
Almost like he's a man. Right? If he was coming out, I'm Big Bill, like he was fucking Johnny Caw and some shit. Right? Just fucking love it.
Big Bill.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, if he grabbed a fucking 2x4 and had Hacksaw come out with him one night, oh my God, I'd lose it.
Who else did you say? Big Bill? Oh, you said Leo Moriarty before that, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Davari? Or no,
Davari?
I don't. No, it's not Davari. It's the one guy that was a producer in WWE. I don't know his name. Tony Nese, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Swerve, the Best Friends, Kip Sabian, and the Lucha Bros.
Orange Cassidy still. I don't see anybody. I mean, it's a way for him not to lose technically and lose the title still.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't see anybody that they're like, this person's got to be the next champion. I think Orange Cassidy wins.
Okay. So, I don't really know. This doesn't have the tropes of WWE where you could be like, well, obviously this is what they're going with because it's a Raw guy. Right. Yeah. However, I think what they're going to do is they keep talking about this Orange Cassidy hand injury, right? It keeps on taping it up. This is what I envision. The final spot is heel wrestler throws him over the top. He then grabs the top rope to not fall over. It's the injured hand. Heel then hammer fists the hand. Ow, oh my God. And I fall. The hand injury cost me the title. I shouldn't have done this. New champion.
You know, here's a great way to pull this off, right? He's hanging back, got the bad hand. He'll hammer fist it. And as he realizes it falls, he just gives him the thumbs up as he falls back.
Yeah.
Just gives him good job.
Good call.
Right? You got it. Yeah. Good call. Yeah.
So with that being said, my gut tells me is Jay White. My gut tells me it's Jay White. Because then he's the champion. Guess who still needs the revenge? Ricky Starks. Then we can do this at a named Dynamite event, and it's Ricky Starks versus Jay White for the international championship. Right. Yeah, whatever it is, Spring Break or whatever. Yeah, so that's what I think.
Fucking Jay White, because he's the tits. Everybody loves the Jay White. He's the fucking coolest.
Our next matchup is Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole in an unsanctioned match, and this is where we got to go back to last night. So, Tim, we do the classic signing of the contract between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole.
We've agreed to no physicality.
No physicality between the people that are in this ring.
Right.
So Adam Cole walks out. He doesn't necessarily trust the JS, so he's got old Roderick Strong with him, looking
Strong.
Yeah, as uncharismatic as possible. And then
he should team with Rock Hard. They could be Rod Strong and Rock Hard.
The Rock is hard.
Rock Hard and Rod Strong. Well, an old Val Venus gimmick.
I mean, that's a 1980s tag team name if I've ever heard one. So they come out. Then the JS come out in full capacity. We get Jake Hager. Well, we don't get Sammy Guevara, which I think is interesting. Right. And then we're also not getting Ty Mello and Anna Jay. I also noticed that as well. But we get the rest of them.
Just
Jake Hager 2.0.
Minus Sam.
And Daniel Garcia. Right. So Adam Cole instantly signs it. All right, here you go. Brr.
You're a bitch. Fuck you.
As the babyface does. And then Chris Jericho's like, look at you. Look at you. You let your girl get beat up, you coward. And then Jericho and his group say, guess what? You're outnumbered. And then Adam Cole says, well, I knew you were going to say that. So I got someone. And he's crazier than all of you.
Lives here.
Like, well, and who is that? He's homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. He's Sabu. Fucking Sabu. In 2023. Hold on. Who had this? This is the phrase that all the cool kids use, right? Who had this on their bingo card? But legitimately, who had a prediction that in 2023, Adam Cole, baby, and Sabu would be on the same fucking page
that Adam
in
Cole
AEW
in a
on
promo
national TV,
setting up a match against Chris Jericho, would call the help of the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu. Yes, albeit it also just feels way out of left field. Like the only connection was, well, we're Las Vegas, so I was like, how did Adam Cole know Sabu? Now I get it. Sabu's like, if he came in and he was like, hey, he told me he's having a problem, or I saw he's having a problem with Chris Jericho, and I said, you know what I hate? It's Chris fucking Jericho. And so here I am, right? Like, I don't even. And if he's like, thanks, Alex. And he's like, it's Adam. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. Kick his ass.
And on top of that, I will say it's an unsanctioned match, right? It fits the Sabu character of the ECW.
We think Sabu is on an unannounced retirement, right? He hasn't wrestled in a long time. He doesn't look like he's in go shape to wrestle. But this also sets up for us to get a Sabu spot, right? Somebody is getting some table action with Sabu here, right? Like that, he can do a spot, right? This is the Toby Keith, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was, right? And we're going to get
Which isn't good. Look,
well, with Toby Keith, right? With Sabu.
Well, both of them.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, back in the day, we did a top 5 worst wrestlers in our opinion, and I did my list. And 3 of those 5 were Sabu. And he is one of the worst wrestlers.
I think it was Bonnie Brown and Mongo were the other 2. I know.
Yep. And Scott Steiner. That was the other one. But I will say this. Look, again, watching his matches is a chore. It's hard. But I will give the devil his due. He was one of the most innovative wrestlers of all time. He was also one of the most captivating wrestlers of all time. He put himself in positions that made you want to see what happened next week. And in an era that was pre-Twitter, pre-Facebook, pre-MySpace, all that stuff, he was managing to get oxygen in the room where WCW and WWF were competing for eyeballs. So there's a lot to say about Sabu and his impact on the wrestling industry. I will also say it's 2023, so maybe let's just have him count 1, 2, 3, or like what he did on Wednesday night, throw a chair at someone. Just throw a fucking chair at someone's face. Yeah. I'm okay with that too. You know what I mean?
Don't let him talk much. He might say something.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that the man, and I don't know his real name, but the man, not so great. About as good as his in-ring career.
Yeah.
So let's maybe not have him talk.
Yeah, it was an interesting move. I could live without it. Novelty move at best for me. But, crowd seemed to pop for it. So, well, is what it is.
I legitimately said, no fucking way.
No.
I stood up. I was like, this is fucking cool. And my wife was like, what? And I was like, it's Sabu. And she's like, that old man? I was like, oh man, he was cool. He sucked, but he was so
He looked
cool.
just like that 20 years ago, but yeah. Right? But he hasn't aged, but he looked that old then.
100%. All right, so who you got? Chris Jericho or Adam Cole?
Adam Cole, baby, wins this because Sabu's Chris Jericho through a table.
I'm going Chris Jericho. I think you're going to have, I go with the devil I know instead of the devil I don't know. Sabu sides with Chris Jericho. Says, this fucking geek over here, you want me to like that guy? No way. I'm ride or die with the original ECW Chris Jericho. Yeah.
He, the moment you called me, the first thing I did was call Chris Jericho, you dork.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy used to bail me out of jail, you numb nuts.
Right. And then we're going to learn in a backstage promo on the Double or Nothing pay-per-view that these two guys were the best of friends and Jericho knew every step of the way. Yeah, that's what I think happened. So I got Jericho.
We stormed the Capitol to get. Never mind. Anyway.
Never mind.
Whoop.
Yep.
Hey.
Okay. Hey, next up.
Capitol Bar and Grill.
Yeah, yeah, love those fajitas. Yeah. But they don't. No, very. So the next match on this list, and again, I do not know what the order is. I'm just going off of this list here. Is Anarchy in the Arena. We have the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Man. Now, before we go into our picks, I do have to make note. 2 just top shelf, bringing that energy promos from John Moxley.
So let's go to Tweet the Table from one of our great friends here at Brian J. Bay says, not 1, but 2 killer Mox promos tonight. He's on fire. Hashtag Tweet the Table. And I forgot he had one about rock hard that I think I'll hit now.
Okay.
He says, "This just in, while doing a backstage interview, Ricky Starks is attacked by Jay White and the Geico caveman. Hold on. We're being told it's Juice Robinson. Hashtag tweet the table." Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Rock. See, one thing I also wanted to clarify is
Rock hard and Rod Strong. I'm telling you.
Well, so one thing I want to clarify about that gimmick that I was thinking of is I'm wanting to go caveman style with it. I want the 1980s vibe, Warhorse, like we described, but I want him stupid. I want him grabbing a rock, and the rock is hard. It's not rock and roll, rock hard. It's look at this rock. It's hard.
This isn't when we envisioned 3-man band becoming a face group, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want them air guitarring out there like Warhorse. No, I need rock hard. I need him being an idiot. Moron.
I want him so fucking I want him almost Perry Saturn with the mop.
Yes.
With this fucking rock. And it's like, dude, the rock is hard. And then like they hand him other rocks and he's like, holy shit, rock hard. He walks off. Like, that's what I want.
Jeffrey Sills, before we move on too far, says, if Jericho wins, Adam Cole is stuck in the Jericho zone where you wrestle him till eternity.
Well, here's what Adam Cole has working for him. He can pivot easily into this elite, right?
Yes.
He can, hey guys, what the hell? Why didn't
Can't
you
believe they did that
me?
to Hangman.
Or why did you need Hangman's help? He only had one eye. You could have called me. I know I had the Jericho thing, but I could put that off, you know. And then we get
what
that
they did to
stuff.
Nick's butthole in that match, right? That's what I'll say.
Well, I mean, look, after Jon Moxley said this is going to be the bloodiest match in AEW history, and
which is saying something, because they've done so much blood that they had to show in the video games how much blood they're going to put in the game.
And that's what I'm saying. After the video game showed how much blood they were going to put in the matches, someone might die.
Yes, this is a tough one. I could see either team winning this storyline ways, but I feel like the loss is better done storyline wise if the Elite loses. So I'm going to say Blackpool Combat Club wins. Because I think there's more angles to go with storylines with the Elite on a loss than there is with Blackpool Combat Club, because they're unified, right? Like they're a force, and we haven't had the need to see some dissension. They're still going strong. I feel like Blackpool Combat Club wins this. Maybe they one of them gets singled out, right, and gets worked over ungodly to a point where we feel uncomfortable, like I said, right? Like we're like, geez, man, should we have allowed this? But maybe the Elite maybe doesn't have the best of sympathy for that person later, right? And that's where we get some dissension.
Yes, that could definitely happen. Also, one note I wanted to bring up from last night, Hangman also had a just stellar promo. A little bit more discreet, not the yell in your face, I'm going to kill you kind of thing. But, man, it was every bit as good. There just wasn't two of them. I think, so I'm going with the Elite for this reason. It feels weird to, the band's back together, well, they fucking suck. Mm-hmm. And also, if you look at all 8 people, as I mentioned beforehand, the weakest one here is Yuta. And I think Yuta is the one who loses it. And then we might get, well, the Blackpool Combat Club is in the initiation phase looking for new members. And now Yuta is saying, what the fuck, guys? Am I out? Like, no, I'm not out. Guys, I can really do this. I can do it. Guys, seriously, I can do it. Fuck that guy. No, he ain't in this group. And then he beats him up.
And then he starts going crazy on people because he thinks he has to show them something. And maybe even they're kind of like, no, man, we're just looking for another member. It's not you.
Or they're like, why didn't you show this at the pay-per-view?
Right, yeah.
Idiot.
Oh, shit, man,
so that's where I think, I hope, again, they might just say Blackpool Combat Club loses and Claudio and Yuta just go off to Ring of Honor and we don't see him for a couple months, which also could even happen if they win. So I'm going with the Elite because I think they are AEW for the long haul. Like they're not going to show up in Ring of Honor. You like that?
Yeah.
I forgot that I was doing these picks. Jamie Hayter.
I wonder what you're was I supposed to be saying something? I didn't.
No. I was looking at Jeffrey Sills had a comment here, and I was looking at it. He says, "I like Takeshita to come out and help the Elite win."
He said the BCC helped the BCC.
Oh, the BCC,
win.
the
Yeah,
heart.
because of Don Callis.
Oh, Don Callis, that carny piece of shit. I forgot about him. Ooh, what the fuck does he do? In
That's
this
what I think. I think he may be onto something. Takeshita comes out. Yep, helps the BCC win. BCC's even like, we didn't ask for your fucking help. Fuck you, and they just walk away mad. You know.
Or it's a handshake at the end between Don Callis and Bryan Danielson. They're like, yeah, thanks for doing business with you.
Yeah, even the rest of the BCC can be like, who the fuck is this asshole? And Bryan Danielson's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Shake hands. Maybe that's where we could introduce a little bit where maybe John Moxley's like, you set up a fucking deal without talking to me? Right? Like they have their big like, yeah, we rock. We fucking murdered these guys. We fucking shoved our fists up their taints and we fucking punched their teeth out through the front of their face. Right? And then the rest of them walk off, you know, like Claudio and Wheeler walk off. And Danielson's like, hey, man, you fucking tell me you were bringing in Callis in on this thing, you know? He's like, oh, I just didn't want to.
Yeah, I thought you
want to
knew.
ruin. I thought you understand. Yeah,
figured you'd be fine. Yeah, why
you
not?
Focus on the match. Like you were in the match too, man. You fucking, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of that, right? A little bit of like, who's the alpha here? Might be a little early for that.
Or does Kenny Omega play chess while Don Callis is playing checkers? No. Where Don Callis thinks, well, I'm going to get one over on Kenny. And Kenny's like, guess what, motherfucker? Golden lovers in this bitch. I got, what's his name? Ibushi.
You're right.
And Ibushi takes out Takeshita.
Or Kenny Omega's been playing chess against the Blackpool Combat Club, and Callis and Takeshita have been in on this all the whole time. And you were right. Where Jeffrey Sills was wrong is they helped the Elite to win. We think they're coming out to help the BCC. And then they Kansas City punt John Moxley. And then, you know, or Wheeler or whatever it is, right? Yeah, it's probably better Wheeler. Take the fall here.
Or it's just a normal fucking crazy match and a lot of people bleed and Yuta loses. Or Hangman loses. All right, so next up for the AEW Women's World Championship, champion Jamie Hayter taking on challenger Toni Storm, a rematch of a past pay-per-view, except roles are reversed, and apparently Jamie Hayter is not 100%.
Yeah,
what do you say?
I kind of get the feel we might be getting Toni Storm gets a run with the world title here. The Jamie Hayter thing, I think people are behind her. I don't think they dislike her, but we're not really lighting the world on fire with her run here. And
well, it's she's not the focus.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She got trampled by all this other shit.
Right. Whereas I think Toni, as the outcast, you know, they're doing their heel stuff. She's the champ. We don't necessarily get a whole lot of. You won't get a whole lot of heat from Saraya because she hasn't necessarily been a major in-ring competitor routinely, right? Like she hasn't said, like, I'm going to win this title. The Ruby Riott thing might be interesting there, right? Because they were supposedly on the same level, right? They were both main event players in the women's title. That's the interesting dynamic when you get these groups that have multiple people on the same level, because what happens when one wins a title, right? Somebody in your group wins a world title, usually wrestling folklore tells us they're the main guy in that stable, and the other people are mid-card or below that person, right? Now, some have bucked the trend there. That's not necessarily always true, but that would be interesting
More
here.
often
But
than not.
I feel like it's a fresh change that I feel like is kind of needed with the women's title. I kind of forget Jamie Hayter has it, if I'm being honest.
And if she's hurt, we don't want to do another Thunder Rosa interim champion bullshit thing, so might as well get it off her now. And also, here, where's my pen at? Here's a T-Mac story of the week that I'm writing here. Right here. Toni Storm wins. Jamie Hayter says, those outcast motherfuckers, I'm going to beat them. I'm going to go after that and get my title. Britt Baker's like, yeah, get that title. You're so strong. You're great. You're awesome. Next pay-per-view, it's a rematch. Toni Storm's a champion. Jamie Hayter almost gets it. Britt Baker finally turns there. Right? Because we got enough time period away from the beating to where maybe now she sees that Jamie Hayter's the weak one. I need to be with the strong bitches in this organization. It's the outcast. What's up, ladies? And then Britt Baker, DMD. And then we get dissension with all of that fun stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Come on now.
I like it.
But I hope
T-Mac story time.
I'm going Jamie Hayter, though, just because I think they're going to say we haven't given her a chance. I think that's what it is. We haven't given her a chance, so we're going to keep her as champ and see what happens.
And again, Matt, where this shows up on the card, when I'm watching it, like where they're like, ring the bell, here comes the outcast, and be like, oh, okay, I think you might know your answer. If it's like early, it's Jamie Hayter. If this is more middle of the card or something later, I bet we get Toni Storm.
Also, can we fucking learn a lesson, women? If the heels come out with 3 of them, bring a friend. Just bring a friend.
Hey, here's something we didn't talk about. Willow won that New Japan Strong title because Mercedes got injured. Yeah.
Well, no, she was going to win anyhow because it's Willow. Willow never loses. I love Willow. And she got a shout out on AEW, and they showed her beating Bossy.
Yeah.
Showed her beating Bossy. Look at me, I'm Bossy. Look at my hands. I can flip them back and forth. I wear rings. Yep. Bossy. Beat that bitch's ass. Hell yeah, Willow. Do it with a smile.
Powerbomb.
God, Willow is just the best. God, don't you just fucking feel good about the future? Like, we're going to turn it around.
I love when you have aggressive exclamations of affection, right? Like when you're just like, yes, fucking
so
love that.
Great. Love her. God, she makes me want to like pick up trash. You know what I mean? Like, she does good things in the world, and I want to do good things. You know what I mean?
Smile, so I want to make other people smile. God damn it.
Yeah, I want to donate to charities. Like, God, she's great. You know?
Yeah, go adopt a puppy or two.
Yeah. Oh, man, like, hug an old person. Just say, like, I know you ain't got friends, but I'm kind of one. Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
I got to get out of here.
Let's fucking be friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell people we're friends. I don't want to actually hang out with you, but you can tell people we're friends.
Look, here's the deal. I need a friend, and you need to have someone to talk to tell you, to have them tell you about the war. So just, you tell me about the war, I'll be your friend. Kind of, there we go, right?
Yeah, tell you about Tinder. You tell me about the war, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I'll tell you about MySpace. You tell me about the Depression.
Yes.
We'll compare notes. You tell me about the Spanish flu. I'll tell you about COVID. We'll see where we're wrong.
Right, yeah. We'll see we'll see what mistakes we made twice. All of them?
All right, let's move on. For the TNT Championship in a ladder match, we have champion Wardlow taking on Christian Cage.
Who wins this match?
God, I hope so. Fucking look, Wardlow was cool and he was fun. And he did all the right things when he was the MJF guy. I think we were a little bit gaslit by JR telling us that this is the next fucking guy. And because JR said it, we kind of just blindly accepted it.
It was also AEW still new. We didn't have everybody that AEW has now either, right? Like the game has stepped up some as well too. On top of that, and he hasn't advanced from that point much either.
I agree. I agree with all those points. I also think maybe let's send this motherfucker to Ring of Honor.
I agree with that. I feel like it'd be great over there. Ring of Honor.
Go after. Look.
Embrace what that is. And yes, 100%.
And you could easily do it right now because you could say Claudio needs a challenger. It's Wardlow. That is a main event pay-per-view for the next Ring of Honor event that we got coming up. And with Christian Cage, he can use Luchasaurus as the buffer to, if you want my championship, you got to get through my dinosaur. Ha, 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 ha. And then all the fun shit that goes with that.
You're not a dinosaur, you're a man.
I'm a dinosaur!
God damn it.
God damn it, that needs to work.
I need that in my life.
All right, let's keep it.
Before I cross the Rainbow Bridge, God damn it, I need to see I'm a dinosaur.
And whoever's playing Wardlow, if that motherfucker dies, we're having someone else put him in that fucking mask, and that motherfucker's completing the storyline. We're having the storyline.
Yeah. Somebody's doing this. Yeah.
Someone's fucking saying this goddamn line on AEW television. All right, so we're both going Christian Cage on that one?
Yes.
Okay. All right, next up for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Special guest referee Mark Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
We have
pimp slapping everybody on
Dynamite. My God. Yeah, well, hold on. We got champions FTR taking on Team TNA, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And as you mentioned, last night we had Mark Briscoe come out and say, hey, how is it that bald FTR can be blinded but execute a perfect fucking pile driver and then act like nothing happened. And then Bald FTR is like, I'm sorry, man. Shake my hand like a man, because apparently, that's what we still do in 2023. I'm a man. We have norms. I want to shake your hand.
Let's touch soft flesh together.
Yeah, I want to shake your hand.
Next time somebody's aggressively like, shake my hand, be like, yes, by all means, let's touch soft flesh together and see what they say about that, right? Yeah.
Touching flesh.
Yeah, let's touch soft flesh together, yeah.
We're touching flesh.
Any other parts of the body you want to press together there, sweets?
Bellies? No.
Yeah.
And so going back to Wednesday night, so Briscoe's like, I don't accept shit from you, dog. Smack. And then
just hauled off, like put some Tom Brady hip twist into that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into that heater there, just whap.
Yeah. And then Harry FTR says, hey, what the fuck is that? And then Bald FTR goes, I'm gonna kick his ass. And then Harry FTR says, no, you're not. Don't do it. You're not going to do it. And then Bald FTR is like, I know, but okay. And so then Mark Briscoe leaves the ring. And he walks up the ramp. And he fucking, first off, watch this back, because I watched it about 5 times and it made me giggle each time. He forearm checks like a hockey player, Karen Jarrett, right in the fucking neck.
Like, get out of my head. And I don't know that she knew that was coming, because she was like, holy shit.
Oh, God. That was great. I loved it. I tell you. And then he continues to go up, and then I'll give it to him. The sell of the night, Jeff Jarrett acting like he got shot by a 30-06, fucking jumps back like he got a bullet hole in his chest.
Yeah. Who was the one that in the NXT? Oh, it was Adam Cole, who got fucking like linebacker shed tackled into
by Keith Lee.
Yeah,
by Keith Lee.
Yeah, he did that kind of sell job to this slap. Yeah. So yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah.
And then he fucking throws away like a gnat Sanjay Dutt, and then he gets right into Jay Lethal's face, and he says, "Hey man, we've been friends, but I'm tired of this bullshit." But he just goes straight up, "I'm tired of this bullshit. Like fucking figure it out." And then good old, Shrek over there just, what are you gonna do? And then
I like how Mark Briscoe he didn't even try to like punk him back down too. He just ignored him. Was like, fuck this guy.
He ain't gonna do shit.
No, but part of that was he was even like, listen, I don't know, fuck about these guys over here. You know that. Mm-hmm. You're like, you're my boy, but like, fuck whatever you got going on here. This is bullshit. Liked it. Perfect. Very believable. I've been Mark Briscoe before in amongst friend groups. You know what I mean? Like, not that these were friend groups necessarily, but like, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, hey, listen, these people you're fucking with are going to get your ass beat. Stop fucking with them. And you kept fucking with them. And now you expect me to be there to help you beat their ass? I told you not to fuck with them. Dumbass. I don't want to help you now. Like, I didn't pick a fight with him.
Yeah, I got plenty of stories where I could say people called me up. Hey, man, they're circling back at the party. Come back. Why? Well, they said they got guns coming. I'm not fucking getting
Why would
shot.
I come back to that, you dumbass?
It's your fucking problem. I'll call your mother in the morning. Like, fuck you.
You need to call the police. Or just leave. Right? Just leave. Yeah, don't even call the cops.
Oh, my God. One of the best stories is I was at a house party. And it got a little crazy, and this is again in Independence, right? So it doesn't get that good, but it just always makes you think of this kind of stuff. And it gets a little crazy, right? And this guy, he gets beat up right in front of us, just fucking boom. I mean, his eye is like a fucking melon, right? And he gets up and he's stumbling and he's looking around and he goes, "I'm gonna come back with my 9." And he walks off and he slams the door open and he's walking out. And my friend, who I will not name because he listens, says, he's going to come back with 9 what? I was like, what? He's going to come back with 9 what? I was like, he's coming back with a gun. And he's like, well, we got to get out of here. He abandoned all friends. Well, we got to
go, motherfucker. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Right. So. Oh, God. Anyhow, so all that to be said, who do you got, FTR or Team TNA?
Man, FTR sounds like the easy answer here. But God help me if the heat that will come from Team Jarrett winning these titles and healing it up with them would be the thunderous moves that would come would make me almost want to pull that trigger, but I feel like FTR wins this. They're too good to be bested unless it's by major heel chicanery.
So
FTR.
I'm going to give you who I think will win. And then I want to transition that into a best of the rest, what we didn't cover in Dynamite, and then get to our main event because there's some news and notes that happened on Dynamite, right? So I'm going with FTR. And I'm going with FTR because going back to last night's AEW Dynamite, No Blinks Tony Khan made an announcement that the first AEW Collision episode will take place at the United Center, which is massive for AEW, in Chicago, Illinois. And so that is all to say, Punk and his friends need to all come in strong. And so that's where FTR coming in as your tag champs, Samoa Joe's coming in as your TV champion, right? The king of television. And we're going to get FTR looking strong, standing next to their buddy, Chicken McNugget Punk.
Does Chicken McNugget Punk help FTR win this match in a surprise? All the odds are against them because the whole crew is beating them up.
That would be cool for a Collision episode. I think Punk is Team TNA is beneath Punk, right?
I agree with you. Yeah.
Right, he's going to do one.
But if he was helping his buddies who were in dire straits.
Well, so don't get me wrong. I don't think this is where's my pencil here? Where's my pen here? I don't think this is necessarily the end of this feud. So I would not be shocked if it's Team TNA versus the Giant, or Team TNA and the Giant Satnam Singh versus CMFTR. That could be a tag match as a main event for a Collision episode. Wouldn't be shocked there.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, maybe he shows up to help, and then they go, that wasn't fair. We need another.
Well, he could show up at Collision that way, right? Yeah. FTR is like, hey, guys. And everyone's like, yeah, you're Punk's best friend. Hey, isn't this cool? And then Team TNA comes out, and that's where then Punk is like, hey, we ain't doing this fun, like, everyone get ready for me. I'm just coming out right now. I'm beating up everyone up. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. How is Jeff Jarrett going to look younger than CM Punk in the ring in 2023? Because you know it's going to happen.
Well, it's collagen and hair dye is what that is.
No, I'm saying like moving.
Yeah,
he's going to move in the ring.
Yeah, because he's a better athlete than CM Punk was. I'll give Jeff Jarrett that. Like, he at least had, lifetime fitness athleticism, right? Like, he could at least move around. Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, he has coordination.
He wasn't a sack of yogurt his whole life.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't doing fucking.
Well, I'm sure for his age too, he's probably moderately fit. Like, we've never said necessarily that like he was a slob and couldn't do things. I just, he's just. He's the greatest dude, and he's slimy.
All you gotta know is what was that fucking promotion that he had that sucked?
Global Force Wrestling.
Global Force Gold. That's all you gotta say is the definition of why you don't like Jeff Jarrett. Just right there. And now I am talking about outside the ring. However, on the ring, inside the ring, what's the fucking best moment? When he got stunned by Steve Austin? Huh? When he got fired by Vince? Like,
I haven't liked it.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
When he lost to China? When he lost the IC championship to China? Like, fuck out of here. Okay, also some news and notes from Dynamite. We had... where was it here? I wanted to get your opinion on the second AEW World Trios Championship open house match between AR Fox, Blake Christensen, and Metalik versus the House of Black. The 1 in, 1 out was the special stipulation, and they changed the lights. They didn't do all blackout. So what'd you think of all this?
It wasn't all blackout. I like that look a little better than the all blackout. The 1 in, 1 out was a neat, little thing to do there. But again, with this, I think we knew who was going to win the match. So that's fine watching it. I just watched it for the athleticism that was in there. And I think I like this enough. My worry is it's got to be House of Black for a while. So we've got to tell a lot of stories here with House of Black. And it's trios, and we don't really have a whole slew of established trios ready to go. So should be interesting.
I got a main event for you.
Okay.
When we want to maybe end this, or when we maybe want to add shenanigans to a House of Black match, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if we have the House of Black defend their AEW World Trios Championship in an open house match against Darby Allin, Sting, and they made a t-shirt with it, CM Punk. You see how I'm putting CM Punk in tag matches and trios matches because he can't really do it by himself, but we need his name to make a Saturday night worthwhile for staying in. And look, we know if you pay attention to Twitter or Instagram, he's always mentioning Brody King. So backstage, they're at least friendly, so they would do it. And CM Punk probably thinks that Malachi Black is a real tough guy because he trained Dutch kickboxing with Boss Rutten, right? And so he's gonna think that's cool. So don't be shocked if you see that as a towards the end of this title reign type of main event. Yeah?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah?
Jeffrey Sills in the chat says, I love these House of Black matches. And yeah, I mean, I can get behind this. Again, we've got a lot to tell. Yeah, we've got a lot to tell here to get us there.
Now, what I loved the most about this match was not necessarily the presentation. It was the finish, where you had all three of these guys having a submission, the coolest of which being Brody King and that outside the ring chokehold where he just lets him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking cool, man. I really like that.
Brutal.
All right. And then what else do we got? It didn't make the show, so maybe it will get announced on Friday. But what do you think about Ty Valkyrie and Jade Cargill? I imagine this will be on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I imagine so too. I guess I thought we did this already. I didn't realize this was still going on. I don't know. She wins, right? Jade Cargill wins and gets to 60-0 at least.
Well, she is 60-0.
Oh, she is 60-0
now she's 60-0.
Okay.
Yeah, now she's 60-0 because she did 2 in one night, and then she did 1 on Rampage or something like that. So here's a legit question. Maybe you've seen her enough now, right? Ty Valkyrie.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Right, and people in the chat, Jeffrey Sills, other people have told me she's right. And okay, what is she?
The lady,
what is she?
Yeah, just.
Because Valkyrie is like a fucking
a mythological thing, isn't it?
What's the girl over there with the War Raiders or whatever the fuck their names are? The Viking Raiders? Yeah. That's what Valkyrie is to me, is these Viking mythological fucking war thing. But this girl's got snow boots on and acting like she's a shot girl at Mosaic. And it's the fucker, who are you?
Yeah, I don't get it. There's nothing for me to sink my teeth into. I don't know what she is. You're right. There's no point to her character.
Is she the white? Is she the white Naomi? Is that what she's trying to do?
Yeah, that's kind of feels like it, yeah.
Because I don't know what but she's not even that cool. Of what I've seen. Again, maybe she's a better wrestler. I don't know. But I am not impressed with anything. That's all to say. I think she wins. I think this is when Jade Cargill goes, all right, you bitches, I'm taking over this whole thing. That title, it says hose on it anyhow. I don't want that anymore. I want the damn world championship.
Does say hose on it. Take a good look. It says hose on it.
Don't ever forget that. All right, and then what else did we miss here? What'd you think of the main event here from Dynamite? We had the ROH World Tag Team Championship match. It was Blackpool Combat Club versus the Lucha Bros. It ends with the Young Bucks interfering, which is kind of a different thing for them to do. Not the Young Bucks, but AEW. Yeah. And Lucha Bros are still your ROH World Tag Team Champs.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought that was good. I thought, seeing the match, I was we're going to get something good out of this, right? Lucha Bros, Blackpool's here. We're going to get some throwdown. Yeah, it was interesting that the Young Bucks come in and interfere, which I think is good. It's setting up for what they're doing. allows the Lucha Bros to get out of there without having to get brutalized by the Blackpool Combat Club, which is the story we're telling. So I thought this was fine. It was a good way to end the match because, again, you've got some of the best doing it out there today doing it. So I thought it was good.
Yeah. I think we messed up a little bit.
Okay.
And this is hindsight's 2020, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you do this match last week, which then pisses off the Blackpool Combat Club. Then you say this week, Don Callis, before the pay-per-view, has something to say to Kenny Omega to like screw with him right before the pay-per-view. And then we do the whole segment where then it's Hangman at the end of the night that says, "We are the elite." And that's going into the pay-per-view. I felt like this wasn't it, right? Like that was it. And then, oh shit, we got one more week of television. What can we do?
Somebody realized that. They were like, oh shit, that was supposed to be next week. So,
oh man, Tony's Excel spreadsheet. God damn, I printed off the wrong one. I know he writes in 3 months times. I fucking gave him the wrong sheet. Son of a bitch. You know, yeah. That was my only thought is like, man, we are the elite. And then buy the pay-per-view this Sunday. I think that's what we could have done. All right. That's the news and notes of Dynamite that we didn't cover. But let's now get into the main event of Double or Nothing on Sunday night. It is for the AEW World Championship. It is a 4-way match. It is not fatal, so stop fucking saying that. No one will die, at least on purpose.
Right. It won't be written into the storyline, probably.
It will not be written that someone dies.
Maybe.
But let's stop with this fatal stuff. It's so dumb. A fatal 4-way, a fatal 5-way. No one's ever died anyhow. I hate when people just don't think. We have champion MJF taking on the other 3 pillars of AEW. Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara. Who do you have, Tim?
MJF wins, with the only caveat being, only reason MJF doesn't win is if CM Punk showed up to fuck him over.
Okay, let's talk about it.
All right.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
MJF wins. The other thing aren't winning. Right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if we maybe get a heel turn out of a Jungle Boy or a Darby Allin, and those two say, "Hey, we never really liked each other, did we? Let's fight about it." And then that's where we get those two to kind of go off to split off from this match, and then Sammy Guevara can just go back to the JS and go, "Hey guys, look at my hot wife. I'm gonna kiss her again." Right? All that shit. I think we're running back. Okay, hold on. Let me clarify. We're either doing one of two things, in my opinion. We're either doing wink, wink. You better watch the first episode of Collision. Wink, wink. Well, you better watch
Chicago.
In Chicago,
it's Chicago made. It's
yeah, like
don't
we
be
did
a punk.
with Rampage.
You better watch the right. Yeah,
yeah, just like what we did with Rampage, right? Now, if you listen to when Tony Khan made this announcement in Vegas, it didn't get the resounding applause that I think some people thought they were going to get. So that's all to say, you're either going to do double down, wink, wink, you better watch Collision, wink, wink, or you're doing MJF wins. As he said on Wednesday night, "I'm tired of the competition here. No one has anything for me." Then he kind of cuts the promo after the match. Like I said, "I'm going to take this title for the bidding war of 2024. There's no one left for me." And then da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And CM Punk then walks to the ramp there, and we do a role reversal of what we did at All Out. Now, hopefully MJF doesn't scorch earth press conference legit like CM Punk, but maybe that. So what do you think of those two options? What one? Here's what I'll say. Let's say those are the two options I give to you as Booker, Tim. Which one you picking?
I mean, yeah, I think we wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and get CM Punk to debut on Collision. I think that's what they're going for. So I don't think he shows up at this thing, right? Is that was the?
Mm-hmm, yeah. He shows up at the end. He does what we saw at All Out, except for it was MJF doing it to CM Punk.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I do it for two reasons.
Oh, I mean, I would do it, but I don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah, who knows, right? Who knows what they're going to do? Again, if I have the pin, like I always do here, I pull the trigger and I say, hey, it's Vegas. We need a pop. We need something to go into Wednesday, right? And then MJF on Wednesday just mother and pushes security. And where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? And then Punk says, I'll see you where you saw me in Chicago. And then we build to this epic encounter that's going to kick off Collision. The first 5 minutes is going to be a face-to-face with MJF and CM Punk. Because I think if you did the same thing that we did with Rampage and CM Punk, we were there, right? We were there and All Out. And I understand when MJF made his return, it was a different thing because it was the return, right? He was gone for so long and oh my God, he is here, right? However, CM Punk didn't get necessarily the biggest reactions when we were there at All Out. Acclaim kind of got some bigger reactions.
I mean, again, yeah, you had some CM Punk local Chicago love, but there was enough there that was like, nah, we don't like this guy.
There was a row behind us that fucking hated CM Punk, and they were from Chicago. So that's all to say, I think if you did the CM Punk's here, you might get a wet fart. Because some people are like, yeah, okay, what's he doing?
I almost want that to happen just because CM Punk feels like he's immune to the wet fart.
Yeah, hey guys. And everyone's like, who you wrestling?
Right, yeah. Right, yeah.
So who you wrestling?
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Hey, it's me.
You'll be on the card with the rest of them. Who are you wrestling?
Yeah. It would be interesting. So for all those reasons, I think MJF wins. Mike, I'm the best. Oh, you're the best. I'm the
best in the world.
Yep. Vegas, big city, big splash. CM Punk's back. Book it.
Book it. All right. Should be fun. Double or nothing. A lot of ways they're going to go here. AEW's kind of got this whole Collision thing rounding the corner coming up here, and that's going to be an interesting dynamic for what they're going to do.
And stay tuned to SpanishAnnounceTable.net as some Collision content might be coming your way from one or both of us. We might be doing some reviews of that show since it's a big time show. So we'll see what we have coming up on
see what we can do for you. And until next week, then I think we'll just take a break and we'll see Please Be Our Wrestling Friend right here next week on the Spanish Announce Table.
The Spanish Announce Table.